Welcome to the Unwritten Podcast with your host, Thomas Malpass, where we are on a mission to help the world find more purpose, passion, and peace in their everyday lives. Through deep conversations and connection, tune in because we are all on this journey of life together. All right, well, welcome, man. Welcome to the podcast. I ask my guests the same intro question every time I have them on. And from there, we just could talk about whatever you want to talk about, man.
Okay. All right. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. So take us back to your upbringing and share some experiences that shaped your journey in discovering your own definition of purpose, passion, and peace in your life.
All righty. Well, so I was born in Richmond, Virginia, to a Brazilian background family. Me and my brother are the first U.S. Americans. No one's born on U.S. soil. My brother is the oldest. I'm the second. My father was very hardworking. He took it upon himself to um, the life that he had in Brazil. He wasn't happy about, and he said, "I'm going to go to the U.S. I'm going to go to start a new life, the American dream." He went on first. He went and got his visa. He did it the correct way. Got his visa, got his documents, and invited my mom over. They were still dating at the time. Eventually, they got married, and eventually he influenced most of his siblings to come to the U.S. So my father already was an example of leadership, just with his ambition to want a better life for his family. And he raised us up, raised me and my brother up. He was a talk show host in Brazil. He was just a radio host in
Radio
Brazil.
host?
Yeah, he had that.
Old school podcasting.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. My
Old
dad
way.
was
Yeah.
a podcaster, and his voice was a lot deeper. So he was like,
He had that
had the
podcast
perfect voice
voice.
for it.
Or that
Yeah,
radio, like late night
the radio
radio
voice.
host.
Yeah, the ladies. But so when he came to the U.S., he had a very heavy accent speaking English. He couldn't do that here. He couldn't be a radio talk show host here.
Oh, because his radio was in what was it, Spanish or
Brazil. No, it was in Brazil, in Portuguese.
Portuguese?
Brazilian
So
Portuguese.
he
Yeah.
was speaking Portuguese on the radio show.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
In Brazil. So when he came over, he had to go back to his roots of what he was raised doing, and it was work in construction. That's what my grandpa had him doing,
Yeah.
and he basically kept that going here. And he had a construction business. I'm getting to that because my brother and I were raised doing construction when we were kids. We obviously went to school, but
Okay.
Saturdays in the summer we worked construction, and that was a huge staple to my work ethic. Because my dad got me doing that stuff, nothing else seems difficult. Nothing.
Yeah, I feel like
I
you could
always
do
go back to
anything.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always go back to that. I think about stuff that's difficult, and I'm like, dude, all you're doing is sending messages. All you're doing is talking on the phone. All you're doing is this. This is easy. All right, get over yourself. It's kind of self-talk I have sometimes. Um, and one thing that my dad and my brother kind of teased me about was my strength because I was always weaker. I was younger. I was weaker than my brother and my dad when we were lifting something heavy.
Yeah.
And that just stuck in my mind. And then I started lifting weights and doing stuff at 16. I did some MMA for 2 years from ages 16 to 18. So I started working on myself and my physical capability since I was young, right?
Yeah.
Fitness was always important to me. And obviously
Same.
yeah,
Same
I
here, yeah.
yeah, started out doing it to impress the girls. And then you come to
Yeah,
realize
to look good.
that's not what happens. So, I mean, it kind of helped out a little bit. I was in a
It
play.
does help. It
Uh,
does help.
I was in a play when I was 18 or 17, uh, and I was Indian warrior. It was Pocahontas, right? So I was an Indian warrior, had the abs out and everything, and then everybody knew Matthew because of the abs out, you know.
You were popular.
Uh, no, it was just one thing, like, oh my gosh, he's got abs. Anyway, back to this. Um, so the fitness pretty much just kept on going through everything that I did after that. I did high school, did some college, and never got a degree in anything because I never found something I wanted to do. Um, and fitness all the way through the Marine Corps. Marine Corps, I was mostly working on endurance and the physical fitness tests. And um, after a bunch of crazy 2 years after leaving the Marine Corps and kind of taking a walk down the wild path, if you know what I mean,
Mm.
I
Yeah,
I chose to turn my life around and truly look for my purpose. And with personal training, it was just a way to get money, honestly. It was a
yeah,
way to get paid. I'm like, this is my passion. I might as well monetize it.
yeah,
Over the
exactly.
course of the last 5, 6 months, bro, it's evolved into my purpose in life, because I realized the purpose in life that we have is to better ourselves first, so that we can help the people around us. And
Mm-hmm.
so we better ourselves and give ourselves to the people around us and give ourselves to the world.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
right.
feel
So
the
everybody,
same way, man. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, everybody has something they can help other people with. It doesn't. For me, it's fitness. That's what it is. For other
Mm.
people, it can be anything else. It could be scrapbooking. It could be photography. It could be whatever it
Anything.
is.
Yeah.
It can be anything. But it's it's for other people. It's not just for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like you
So.
have to find that thing that you're most fulfilled with, and then, well, at least for me, like the perfect, like in the perfect world, you find the thing that you're most fulfilled in, and then you
Hmm.
try to make a living out of it.
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
like you just said, like if you like scrapbooking, but where's the money in that? Well, like
Hmm.
try to find the money in it, Like go on
Right.
Etsy or something and sell
Hmm.
your scrapbooks on Etsy, or do something
Hmm.
to try to, because like like the 9 to 5, the grind, it
Hmm.
is draining. And then
Yeah.
people don't want to, people are too drained to even pursue their passions because they work
Hmm.
in a job that's draining, and then when they go back home they just want to relax, and
Yeah.
they don't
Yeah.
have that extra, like whatever you want to call it, that extra oomph or motivation to even push
Ambition.
past more after the
Hmm.
grind.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why sometimes one way to hack that is you do the grind before work, depending on what time you go in.
Mm, like a
I've had
morning.
job,
Yeah.
yeah, I've had jobs where I get in at 9. I get up at 3:15 in the mornings.
Oh damn, that's so early.
Right, but
So you go to sleep
Jim
early
Ron.
too, though.
Oh yeah, I go to sleep
Yeah.
at 8. I probably go to sleep around 8,
8 to
8:30.
9. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So Jim Ron, are you familiar with him?
Jim Rohn, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
call it Rohn.
what? Oh, Ron. I think you might be right. I could be saying it wrong, but this principle stuck to me, and it was this. It was a real good reality check. He says you need to work on yourself harder than you work on your job.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's an undeniable universal law, because whatever you put into, you get out. If you're putting more into your job, you're going to get more out of it than yourself.
Then it's
So
taking
I wake
away
up at,
from yourself.
yeah, and then so
Yeah.
I wake up at 3:15 and give my all to myself and
Mhm.
give it to other people on my platform on Instagram,
Mhm.
and then I go to my job,
Mhm.
and I give that, and then I go back home and I get some coffee and I hit it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's also not just about the money. It's not about the money, but it's like, because honestly, I've I've been helping people with the fitness thing for free for months.
Really?
Yeah, that's what you got to do first because you got to give
You gotta
first to
get
get.
yeah,
And
you
not
gotta
only
get
that,
out
that
there.
that in itself, when you give without getting, that's a test of your passion. It's a test
Mm,
to see if you can actually do this because you want to do this and not because you're trying to get money out of it.
I agree 100%,
Isn't that
man.
crazy?
No, I
Yeah.
agree 100% because that's what happened when I started a YouTube channel,
Mhm.
and I took a break because I kinda I'm trying to figure out what direction to go in with it,
Mhm.
but basically, I went 9 months straight, like, every week, pumping out a video a week about, like,
Okay.
uh, personal development stuff and
Mhm.
also, like, some real estate stuff because 'cause I'm in real estate as well,
Okay.
and, yeah, it's a grind, and, you
Mhm.
pump out a video, it takes you a week to, like, fully record, edit, and do all the work, the back work, and
Mhm.
then to get, like, 20 views is, like it's
Yeah.
discouraging, you know?
It is, but it
But
is. It
it's a
really
test,
is,
like
man.
you said, it's a test of, like, I enjoy doing the work, but then it gets discouraging when it's, like,
It
you
does.
know,
It
it's like
does, man.
it
Yeah.
tests you.
Yeah. But honestly, that test is essential, man. Like
Yeah.
uh, when I went to the Marines, the Marine Corps boot camp, recruit training. Marines are gonna crucify me for
That was in
this.
San Diego, right?
No, so San Diego is where the west side of the U.S. goes. The east side goes to Parris Island,
Oh,
South
there's 2
Carolina.
different sides of it.
Yeah,
'Cause I
it's
was
two different
stationed
sides.
in, San Diego with the Navy my
Oh,
entire Navy career.
oh yeah. How long was
Yeah.
that?
Uh, I miss, like, the weather and, like, the things to do over there. Cause now I live in Austin,
Mhm.
Texas,
Okay.
but I don't know, I just like, I I don't agree with, like, the politics of, like, California.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't wanna get into that, but
it's a whole
just
nother podcast.
yeah, it's like, it's just
You and me both, man.
man,
You and
it's
me
just
both.
yeah, it's just insane over there with the politics, and I got
Yeah.
so lucky because I was transitioning out to be a civilian during COVID,
Mm.
the year of COVID, when they made everybody sign all those page
221.
huh?
2021.
2021, yeah,
21. Yeah.
2021, when they were making everybody sign those, like, "You better
What
get
month
this
did you leave?
vaccine or,
Yeah.
we're kicking you out because it's disobeying
Oh
the law," sort of,
wow. Yeah, yeah.
and I didn't have to sign it because I had, like, 2 months left and I was out, and they were like
When did you leave?
I my last day in like, before terminal leave, because I had, like, 60 days of terminal leave. I was
Nice.
I was
Hell yeah.
I was racking up the terminal leave,
Yeah.
uh, and, my last day was, like, September, I think it was, like, the first
Oh,
week of
so
September,
yeah,
2021.
you still went through some of the because I got out in July, so it was like, you know
Mm,
how they had it, okay, cool. Take the nah, you can take the vaccine.
that's when
You
they
don't have
announced
to.
it, yeah.
Right. And then it's like, well, if you take the vaccine, you don't have to wear a mask. Oh, sorry, it mutated. Now you got to wear a mask.
Mhm.
Okay, now everybody's got to take a vaccine. I was like in July before they made everybody do it. I left in July. My contract
We
ran
got
out.
lucky because
Yeah,
my
we got
friend
very lucky.
one of my friends, uh I had no idea. I thought he was still in, and then he, like, randomly
Hmm.
messaged me on Instagram and was like, "Yo, like, I'm out now. I actually live, like, near Austin, like, the town over or
Hmm.
something," and he said they kicked him out. They kicked
Yeah.
him out because he refused to, like, legit, it's your body, but when you're in the military, it's not your body.
That's right.
And that's
Your property.
something, yeah, and that's something, if anybody's listening that wants to join the military, that's
Hmm.
something to think about
Yeah.
before
Yep.
you join. So yeah, he got out and didn't get like like anything.
Have they called him back recently? Because I heard that they were trying to call a bunch of service members back. Do you
I
know?
don't think so. I don't think they caught him back.
Mm,
I don't think he wants
yeah.
to go back.
No, I'm shy. That's two different things. But
Yeah.
uh, yeah, dude. It's funny because when I was my last, I was in Joint Base Lewis McChord in Washington, right?
Mhm.
So Ranger Battalion right there and First Special Forces Group. So like I would get a moto boner every time I would like hear about them, or see any of them ruck marching or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, I even I even went to reach out to the recruiter, SF recruiter, to make the jump from the Marines to the Army, and I
Mhm.
trained for about a year, rucking, doing the push-ups, the sit-ups, pull-ups, and the running. Running has always been my weakness. I'm bottom heavy. My running was always
You
trouble, and
said
I
you're
and I
bottom
was
heavy?
I'm bottom heavy. Yeah,
You
I'm
mean you
like a
got
pyramid.
what do you mean you got like thick
I
legs
mean,
or
I got
something?
big legs and a fat ass. I've built up my upper body over the years, but naturally I was always bottom heavy.
I'm like most
Um,
people are top heavy,
yeah, I
honestly.
know they are. I know that, and
That's
I've
funny.
learned to. When I was actually growing up, I was wondering about that. Like, why am I so bottom heavy? Like, I don't like this.
It's just
And
your
then you
genes.
come to find out, right? But then you come to find out women actually love that. So
Dude,
anyway,
a woman you'd
anyway,
be surprised.
um, yeah. So I was training for SF for about a year, and actually got good enough to go to selection, but I never got good enough to be selected. It's two different levels. You don't
Hmm.
want to train to be good enough to go to selection. You want to be trained for everything to be good for you to be selected beforehand.
Hmm.
Because when you're there, it's a test. There's no improving there.
Yeah.
Um,
It's kind of like the
but there is,
SEALs.
yeah. Seals though, it's way a whole nother level. But got in a motorcycle accident around April of 2021,
So you
and
were
it
still
derailed a
in.
lot of my training. I was still in.
You're still
It
in.
derailed a lot of my uh, progress. But then after a few months, COVID started hitting, and I'm just like, bruh, if
Oh yeah.
this is the master that I serve, I don't want to serve him in any capacity because I wanted to do something high speed, special forces, something cool.
Hmm.
But if what difference does it make me being a special forces operator if I don't believe the mission? I don't believe whoever's
Hmm.
leading me.
Controlling
Everybody has
you,
their
to
own.
be honest.
Everybody has their own opinion. Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
has their own opinion. Some people are going to say, "Oh my gosh, no, maybe you didn't want it enough." Yeah, and maybe that's it. Maybe I didn't want it enough. Obviously, I made the choice to get out because serving who I'm going to serve, because serving your country and serving your government are not the same thing anymore.
Hmm. It's
It
not.
used to be.
Hmm.
When we go into the military, whatever age we are, we don't have the luxury of choosing the mission.
Hmm.
There were people that got to join the military, and they were serving, they were fighting a good fight against evil.
Hmm.
What we're fighting now is a whole nother podcast, right?
It's made up evil now.
Oh, right. There's even memes about there's memes where the person has like an oily face, and it's like her face is so oily the U.S. is calling. You know.
There's so
Anyway,
many crazy memes out there.
yeah, creative too. But yeah, that's the military for me, man. I still got friends in there, but
How
yeah.
was that time like after the accident? How was that?
Uh, you mean recovery or?
Yeah, like what did it like was it really bad? Like
It wasn't that bad. I got an AC a level 2 AC sprain on my shoulder, to
mhm.
where the bone right here is a little bit higher than this one.
Mm.
Um, I also hit my knee, but 4 weeks after I was already running on the knee.
Oh,
The
nice.
shoulder took a lot longer to heal, but everything's back to normal. It took about maybe 3 or 4 months. The shoulder took about a year and a half to get fully 100%. I
Mhm.
still had to kind of baby it,
Mhm.
but it was okay. It was because I had I had bought my motorcycle and been riding for about a week, and I
Mhm.
made the mistake to slam on the brakes, and it basically fishtailed, threw me over, and this bunch of stupid.
Oh
I was
man.
like, at least I got that out of the way, honestly.
Yeah. Do you still
Yeah,
ride?
bro, I got my bike back here, and I moved to South Florida. I don't feel safe sometimes on the road in a car,
Mhm.
so in a motorcycle, much less. Will I still ride it? Probably, maybe once a month. Go to the beach or something, stuff like that. Go
Is
to
it
the
just 'cause
gym. Just
the way the people drive out there?
oh my goodness, man, have you been here?
South Florida? I've been to,
Yeah,
Fort Lauderdale a couple times.
yeah, that's pretty solid. That's 20 minutes that way.
Yeah.
It's I don't know if it was crazy when you're driving here, but it's pretty crazy now, man. Like people are, it's like everybody's in a rush. Everybody, you're getting pushed. You're getting pushed like by other cars when you're in the slow lane.
Oh,
Like you're
man.
supposed to go somewhere else. Like, bro, go around.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
I try to be as defensive as possible when I drive, and, like,
you gotta
you
do that.
have
You
to
gotta
have
do that here.
patience
Hmm.
because when you're like that,
Yeah,
that's just, like, waiting for a crash to happen. When you have
yeah.
everybody that's just like, "I gotta get somewhere," and, man,
Hmm.
just leave earlier then, like, if you hadn't get somewhere,
Right. Wow,
like,
they're late.
it's not rocket science, like but
Yeah,
no,
it's
like,
just bad,
cause it
bad
was so
habits.
dangerous in, motorcycle
Yeah.
riding in California because, what was it? Like, it was legal to, like, weave or whatever.
Oof.
Like, past a
Right.
certain limit, you could just weave. Like, I think it was, like,
Never do that.
40 or 50 miles per hour, you could weave. Like, you didn't have to drive like a car, you could drive in between the cars.
That sounds dangerous.
And, yeah, there was accidents every week in Cali. And it would be
Somebody.
insane, like, watching people drive like, go 90 miles an hour, like, zoom past you, on a
No way.
motorcycle out there, and they don't have no gear. It's like there's a shirt flailing in the wind. Like, I'd see people with just, like, helmets and just,
Right.
a flailing
Yeah.
shirt. I'm like, "Bro, if you, like, hit one
I
rock."
mean, with the helmet, at least all you'll get is broken bones and rug burn. But there's people
Oof.
here that ride without a helmet
Yeah. That's
because here
like,
you don't have
oof.
to wear a
Yeah.
helmet. I'm just like, bro,
You'll
play
get
with your life.
concussion.
I only have one life. Like I don't know about you, but I'm not gonna play with it. Like no, I'm 34. I'm too old to be playing with life. I did a little bit of parkour when I was younger. Did some flipping around. Done with that. The highest I'm gonna jump is on a box, uh, like a box at the gym.
No, that's how I felt when in middle school, I used to skateboard a lot and,
Okay,
like, going up the ramps and everything and,
kind of look like the type
like a skater.
skater. Yeah, skater dude.
And then I kept rolling my ankle, like, and spraining my ankle, and it would be, like, back to back, like, just like, I'd sprain my ankle, heal after, like, 3, 4 months, sprain it again, like, after a week, and then it just kept happening for, like, a year, just kept spraining and rolling my ankle, and I was like, "Alright,
Hmm.
this is, like." I'm tired of limping
Yeah.
everywhere 'cause it'd make me limp, like, literally, I'd, like,
Hmm.
be limping with, like, a sprained ankle, and I just gave that
Hmm.
up.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard that ankles, they get more and more susceptible to sprains the more times you do them. So after the first time,
Oh,
you're more
yeah.
susceptible. It's like the percentage keeps going up, which makes sense.
It just makes it stronger, kinda like a muscle.
No,
No?
it's the opposite. No, it makes you more
Oh, it
susceptible
makes you
to
more
more sprains.
prone.
Yeah,
Oh, so it gets
yeah,
weaker.
yeah,
Oh man, that's probably why I kept rolling.
yeah. That's usually how it goes. Sometimes you just roll it for no reason. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what? So you were in the Marines.
hmm
Um, how long were you in for?
So I got in a reserve contract first, which is a big mistake. But
Mm,
I got in because I thought what they wrote me in with
mm-hmm.
was that in reserves, because the Marines are poor. Okay, they are
What?
poor,
What do you
poor.
mean?
Like they don't have that many resources or opportunities like other branches do. You didn't know this?
Oh, like the Air Force. Air Force is rich.
Exactly. The exact opposite of the Air Force.
Air
We get
Forces are living in luxury. You're like an
right.
E3 and you get like your own house already and stuff. It's like
That's what I'm saying. Right. So in the
what
Marines,
is going on?
it affects it in every way, even opportunity. So
Hmm.
whenever the way they roped me in was they said if you pick active duty, you can choose the job, but it doesn't mean you're gonna get it.
Hmm.
If you pick reserves, you are guaranteed the job. So that's what got me. I was like, oh well, the job that I'm gonna do, I need to like it, right?
Yeah.
So I picked small arms repair technician because I always liked weapons. I wanted to learn more about them. But I went reserves, which after the first drill or second drill is basically when you go there for a weekend and you play Marine. Where are my
Hmm.
stuff? Oh, haircut, shave, all this. Yes, sir. No, sir.
Hmm.
I, sir. Um, I had made a mistake after after a month. I was like, bro, this is not it. And I was locked in on a
Really?
6 year contract
For reserves.
for reserves. And
Okay.
then they needed an armor full time at the unit. So I jumped on
Hmm.
it, got on temporary active duty orders for 3 months, and I just kept doing well to where they kept extending it to a year and a half. So I was
Hmm.
there for about a year and a half active duty, and then I put in a package to go active reserve, which means I'm active duty at a reserve unit.
Mm, yeah.
But in my contract as such, before I was just reserves doing active duty time temporarily. See what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Put in a package. They sent me to Washington State, Joint Base Lewis McChord, to 6th Air Naval Gunfire Liaison Company.
Hmm.
And that was a pretty good time, honestly. I got promoted to, got meritoriously promoted to sergeant there. As soon as I got there, I put in a package a few months in and got promoted. And I had gotten meritoriously promoted to corporal in West Palm Beach, where I was in reserves,
Hmm.
at 4th Air Naval Gunfire Liaison Company. So I went from
Nice.
one of the same similar companies, but across the country. Um, so that was a 3.5 year contract.
Hmm.
So I was roughly in the Marines about 6.5 years.
Okay. That's not that
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, it's not. If I went to 10, then I'd be like, oof,
That's like the
really need to do
that's
other
the
10. Yeah,
yeah, that's the cutoff where it's like,
yeah,
do you want to stay in and do like the
hmm
uh full 20 and get that retirement, or
yeah,
is this where you like just that's it, enough, like
yeah,
I've had enough of this?
yeah,
Because I
yeah.
got to 8, and I mean I always
Oh,
knew um I wasn't gonna retire. I always wanted to
mm,
use it as like a stepping stone to just like
okay.
get out of my hometown of Delaware. I'm from Dover, Delaware,
Oh,
the Biden state.
Delaware.
Eek.
Oh, oh, oh.
So I joined to get out of there, man, because
Uh-huh.
I knew it wasn't for me. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't regret it, man.
good for you, man. I mean, I always like to say our time is limited, right?
Hmm.
Our time in this world is limited and we only have one life. How we choose to see our experiences are completely on us, to where we can see them as wasted time or we can see them as lessons learned. And
Mhm.
that's all on us. It's everything in the military, everything I went through, everything, all these adversities, they all made me who I am today. And I'm happy. Uh, could things have gone differently? Sure. I believe in alternate realities, but I'm in this one now. Matthew in a different reality where he's still married, because I've been divorced. He's still married is a different reality. The one that stayed in the Marines is a different reality, and they'll do the best with what they got. I'm doing the best with what I got now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Excuse me. Get some coffee.
So you said, what was like the biggest adversity, I guess, that you went through?
In period
Yeah, period.
in life,
Yeah.
shit, bro. There's a few, but it's like there's about three. Let's say three.
What's one that like I guess it's just like not always think about, but just like that's probably something I learned the most from this adversity.
There's a young lady in Washington. There's a toxic relationship with a young lady in Washington. Honestly, I'm still learning from it every day. Honestly, how I better myself and make myself better is me leaving the my villain time behind and what I was, and never causing trouble to somebody else like that again, but also valuing myself too, because nobody's blameless in this story, right?
Mhm.
But it was a kind of it was it was a toxic relationship that wasn't even a relationship. Um, I was a bouncer at a nightclub.
Yeah. I read that in
Yeah,
your bio.
right. So bouncer at a nightclub is not somebody you want to date,
You're bound to like be in that environment. Yeah.
bro. And single, like what was I there to do? I was there to make extra money and get numbers, right?
Yeah.
And I did it.
The after
And
party.
I, yeah, the party at the security supervisor's house.
Yeah.
What? Shout out to Jason.
It's like I'll protect you. I'll protect you,
Yeah, so the thing was is that it kind of started with a friends of benefits situation and
girl.
ended up with complete heartbreak, and I did her wrong and she did her boyfriend wrong talking to me while she was still with him. So it was pretty bad, but I'm still learning from it, and took responsibility for everything I did. I apologized and everything, and it's I don't know what it is. It's like I don't know why the connection was so deep with this one, um, but I learned self love. I learned self respect. I learned that
It
taking
wasn't just
responsibility.
lust. It wasn't just lust. It was more than that.
It was to begin with, obviously,
Yeah.
but eventually, because of the soul ties through that you have through intercourse, and also um, I guess the fact that she saw me at my worst, at who I was, because when we were friends with benefits, I would still
Mhm.
mention other chicks and this and that. Like it was very honestly, it was pretty decadent, but it was still something a bit romantic, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. It was bad, but I don't know really where to go with this now. But
No,
we
I
haven't
mean,
talked.
I feel you, man. Like still I'm going through a divorce right now, and it's been
Oh shit.
yeah, it's been a struggle cuz like we can't afford like lawyers. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like we have to try to do everything ourselves, and it's just been a mess and
Damn,
a
dude.
headache.
It can't. Is it uncontested?
Um,
to where you're not
yeah.
fighting over goods?
Well, yeah, we're not. There's nothing. Literally, I mean, we have kids, but
Oh man,
we
yeah.
pretty much agreed it's like 50-50 or whatever,
Okay, good.
and that's it.
That
But
makes it easier, honestly.
yeah, but we went through a toxic phase, and then like that phase, that's why I know like what you're talking about. I understand.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
we had the same thing, man. Like our first like 3 years, we were just like passionately in lust with each
Mhm.
other and like couldn't keep our hands off each other. And then um like there just comes a point where it's like it has to be more than that, you know? Like it
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I think sex is important in a relationship, but it shouldn't make the relationship. There's more than
yeah.
it's more than just that. Because
Mhm.
if it's just that,
Absolutely.
then in my opinion, it's just service level.
Mhm.
Cause life is more than just sex. At the end of the day, I think sex is like
Mhm.
it's important, but I think like your values and like traditions and like what you believe in is more important than that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think that's
Absolutely.
what makes a relationship last
Yeah.
when you find someone that maybe you don't have the best sex ever, but you have the shared mission, values, and traditions,
Mhm.
then you can if your sex isn't the best, then you can work on it. That's something you can work on.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
values and belief systems, that's
Mhm.
hard to change people.
And that was a problem for me, man. The chemistry was there, the attraction, um, it was all there, but I I went on my walk to change myself and better myself. And
Mm,
I can say wholeheartedly that I am not the person I used to be.
mhm.
But when it comes to reconciling, both sides need to assume responsibility for what they did and compromise and well not it's not really compromise, it's coming clean and accepting and fixing things.
Accountability.
Accountability,
Mhm.
it's a big one. And I wasn't getting that from that side.
Mm,
And
yeah.
I told her the truth about um, her mistakes, and she didn't accept them, and she blocked me, and I'm still blocked, so I don't have to
Wait,
worry
so it
about her
just ended
watching
in
this.
like a ghosting,
Pretty much,
basically?
pretty much, yeah.
Oh,
And
man.
honestly, no, it's okay because it's kind of crazy because I know that she needs to be away from my life. I
Yeah,
know that.
yeah.
And even though she's away, I still care for her in a way,
Yeah.
right?
That's how I feel about my ex-wife.
Right.
Like
Still care for them
you
as a
still
person.
love them and care about them, but
Yeah.
you just wanna see
Yeah.
them be better, and,
Yeah.
um, you just
But
know
you
that
don't.
you don't, like, want them like, you can't be around them or else something is gonna happen. Drama, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Because yeah, that's probably as best I could put it. You can't be around them, but you care for them, and but like before, man, like if somebody doesn't take responsibility for their actions, don't see it as wrong, they'll rationalize anything. That's dangerous.
I think with that mindset, you stay stuck. I think you have to have an open mind to learn, grow. That's like just like we said in the beginning. That's what life is about. And if you
Hmm.
don't allow that, and you think you're fine the way you are, I mean, maybe you are fine the way you are, but I think no matter how smart, whatever you are, I
Hmm.
think everyone always has room to grow.
Of course, yeah. Till we leave this earth, there's always room to grow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm blocked. I think it's been months since we've spoken. But honestly, I learn every day that I did the right thing, and not only that. I walked away from her, which was it was nearly impossible for me,
Really?
you know.
It was
Yeah, because before she blocked me, I told her I don't want to have contact because there was no reason for us to talk if we're just going to be friends, right?
yeah.
Because there's people that they just have a certain power over you that you can't be friends with them.
Mm, yeah.
And under the current circumstances, there's no way to have a relationship,
So yeah, it's
right?
just better to cut it.
Because exactly, because they
Mhm.
take your focus away. They
Mhm.
completely take your focus. Keep thinking about messages. You keep thinking about what they're doing. Not to
Mhm.
mention she's in Washington,
Yeah.
and this is tough too. Why? Because when I moved here to Florida, this is where it all starts up. Sorry, I met her over there in the summer. We hung out for like 3 months. I moved here to Florida because my
Mhm.
father needed help being taken care of with my mother. My mother was taking care of him, but she needed help. My father had ALS. He was completely immobile already. He had it for like 6 years. He was diagnosed 6 years ago or 5 years ago, and he was already just in bed. He couldn't do anything
What
physically
is
himself.
ALS?
ALS is Lou Gehrig's disease.
Mhm.
Basically, roughly, just explained simply, is you there's certain neurons that they send out the message from the brain to the arm, telling it to do all this. Those neurons start failing, and he starts
Mm.
raising his hand, but he can't do that with his arm. He eventually can't hold up his arm, and all the muscles start to atrophy,
Mm.
which ironically is a disease from hell with my father because he was always energetic, enthusiastic, and hardworking, always a strong
Mhm.
man. This man had no vices. He had no addictions. He didn't like junk food. He would down so many supplements because he never wanted to get sick, and he usually never did. And he gets ALS, right?
Was it
Anyway,
just like a did they ever find out the cause, or is it just like a
no,
genetic
it's not.
thing?
It's not something caused. It's just random. It's not
Mm.
even genetic to where I have to worry about getting it.
Mm.
Um, but anyway, I moved over here, and I had to step away from her because I had to choose my family, right? And it was a back and forth for months, man. But eventually, I just had to better myself, and she wasn't about me because I did mess around on her quite a bit, and it's understandable. I broke her trust, and I was like, okay, well then, if there's no possibility, I'm not just going to be a little friend that is there for your attention or
Yeah.
tell your problems to because you don't
I
tell your
think
little
yeah.
thrill-seeking friends about it.
Mhm.
You don't tell them your problems because with them you have fun. With me, you tell me your problems.
Yeah, I think that's just female nature. It's like they I don't know. I believe at the end of the day, most women are. Have you heard of the term hypergamous?
I have because that's how she was attracted to
You
me.
just date up, or you date like
Yeah,
somebody who has the best traits, or like
yeah.
you just always date up. You date well, not up, but like you always date someone you think is on your level or above
Hmm.
you.
Yeah.
And
No,
females by nature
yeah,
are like that.
yeah,
So when
yeah.
she uses you as like just a friend or to talk to you, it's basically like, okay, you're just like either a backup or like her just starts to take advantage of you or use you, you know.
Literally a backup because I want to have some fun still, but I still got you here in case. Okay, I'm ready to settle down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's just at the end of the day, that is just playing games, and
exactly. And I
that's
don't got
not
time
how
for
to have a
games. I
healthy
got
relationship.
exactly, and I don't got time for games. I got a purpose now. All of my day is focused to bettering myself and giving it to people. I got
Yeah.
no time for that. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
I still remember, I still think, I still care. But I don't know. It's kind of weird because everybody has that one person that like did some damage that
Yeah.
you're gonna remember. And I didn't think that at 33 years of age I would have encountered that person. I thought it.
Man, it could happen like, you could be 60
Yeah,
and, like, you
I
can be a
guess
senior
so.
citizen and, like, it happened to you. There's stories,
Yeah,
people being married for 30 years, get a divorce when they're, like, in their 60s. I'm like, "What the heck?" Um,
yeah, that's crazy.
or just yeah, or just even, like, the most famous one I could think of is,
Crazy.
'cause I study, like, business people sometimes, and, Jeff Bezos,
Hmm.
the Amazon guy, he was
Yeah.
married to his wife for, like, 25 years or something. Like, they, like, went through building and starting Amazon together, and then, he ended up cheating on her in, like, 25 years of marriage, and
Hmm.
now he's with that new
Dang.
girl.
Oof.
So it's just like, I don't know. It makes you question, like, marriage and,
Yeah,
uh, relationships and stuff.
yeah. I'll be honest, man. Like, I when you asked me the toughest thing to deal with, I went
Mhm.
through divorce and my father passed away as well. Right.
Yeah.
My father passed away about 4 months ago. And the reason I didn't mention that as the hardest thing is because I've learned to deal with the loss. Anybody who's facing loss and dealing with somebody who they loved, the way I dealt with it is that one thing, time itself does its job because
Mhm.
you start, unfortunately, you start getting used to the person not being here anymore as your constant memory. Like now, the recent months, he hasn't been here. 33, 34 years of my life before then, yes, he has, and that's why it's so painful. Now I started getting used to it.
Mhm.
Doesn't take away from who he was, doesn't take away from me missing him, it doesn't take anything away.
Mhm.
But I've learned to adapt. I've learned to accept it and appreciate, be grateful for the time I had with him.
Mhm.
There's something I want to leave in this podcast is that to be grateful for things, be grateful for, even if it seems like something bad, be grateful for the time I had with my dad because he made me the man I am. And sure, he was a healthy man. He was 67. That's not that old, man.
That's really
Pass
not,
away.
yeah.
Could have had more time, but he didn't. What he did have was 34 years of my life I had with him. I'm thankful for him, and I
Yeah.
got big shoes to fill. You know what I mean?
I think that's anything, anything to, like, think about is to be grateful for anything. Um,
Hmm.
literally, like, I think that's, like, the trump card of life, to be honest, is
Yeah,
no matter what you're
yeah,
going through, if you feel, like, a genuine gratitude for what you have and the
hmm,
experiences you've been through, it just
hmm,
does something to you. It's like a switch or something that just,
yeah,
like, when you feel genuinely grateful for, like, even, like, the small things, like a roof over your head, water,
mm,
food, like,
yeah,
I always tell people, like, don't wait to, Thanksgiving to be thankful. Be thankful
yeah.
every day, Don't
Exactly.
think
Exactly.
thanks only on Thanksgiving. Like,
Hmm.
do it every
Hmm.
day, and your life will
Yeah.
just seem brighter.
Hmm. Dude, yeah. It's one of my non-negotiable tasks every morning. Gratitude for everything, and I name it. I
Mhm.
name everything I'm grateful for. Obviously, I speed through it, but I genuinely center myself and remember the good right now.
Mhm.
I believe in the Bible. I was raised Christian, so I believe in God.
Same.
I pray to God and thank Him. But some people, if you don't believe in God, whatever you believe in, just think about those things that are great that you're grateful for, and just, I guess, accept them and appreciate them. I would say.
Yeah, because I
Um,
think
yeah.
especially in today's world, um, people take things for granted.
All the time.
Like so
All the
much of
time.
the world is has phones now. We used to not have phones,
Bro,
and
walking. There's people that can't walk.
yeah,
My dad couldn't walk anymore.
yeah,
He couldn't walk, bro. Like, we take everything for granted, man.
everything.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, it's like you said. Sometimes you just need to take a step back, pause for a second, and like look
Hmm.
at what you have and actually appreciate it,
Yeah.
because there's so many people in the world. I think I seen something on Instagram where I forget the country or something in Africa. Um, they didn't have no food. Like like they literally lived in like clay huts or something, and
Hmm.
they didn't have no access to food or water, and they were um basically what they were eating just to put something in their stomachs was like they would make like clay, like pucks of like,
Cookies.
yeah, like clay cookies,
I heard about that.
just to put something in their stomach to fill them up.
Damn.
And
Yeah.
it's just like seeing stuff like that, just,
Hmm.
I don't know. You just really appreciate what you have in life.
You should. You should remember that. I always do that. I always think back, like, there's somebody in the world right now going through some horrible stuff. You are fine.
Hmm.
And it usually gets me back to zero,
And it's motivation too, for me
Hmm.
at least. Because I don't know, something deep down makes you want to actually help those types of people.
Yeah.
You may feel like
Yeah.
it's out of reach, but I think
Hmm.
with enough work and effort, you could help somebody.
Absolutely. Yeah. But the only way to get there is by doing our best now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What else you got, brother? I'm gonna take a sip
So,
of coffee. That's okay.
yeah, go ahead, man. Um, okay, we talked about your adversities. We talked about uh your time in the military. Uh, so what about now? What are you doing
Now,
now?
now I currently still have a 9 to 5 job while I build my online personal training business. Like I said before, my program has evolved from just being fitness training to a self improvement training. I honestly, fitness is just a tool. It's just how I get in the door through people. And
Mhm.
whenever I get with them, I start establishing habits with them. I start put habits on their program, something that they're going to repeat every day. And just those simple habits help them to value themselves, help them to build themselves. You know,
Mhm.
I knew when I started personal training that I wanted to focus in a mindset kind of based training
Yeah.
because that's where it starts,
That's the
right?
root.
And
Yeah, you have to have your mindset right before
exactly,
anything.
exactly, because your body is a physical manifestation of your mind. I'm going to say it till the day I die.
Mm.
It's a clear manifestation of what you are willing to put into it, or what you're willing to put into anything that matters to you,
Mhm.
right? Um, so the online personal training is it's just my way of helping other people give myself to the world the best way I know how, which is fitness. You know,
Mhm.
I been following Wes Watson. I don't know if you probably heard of him.
Wes Watson
Wes
doesn't
Watson.
sound
I can show.
familiar.
I'll send you a link. So he's the guy who was in prison for about 10 years, and he created this mindset to where he basically improved himself and gave himself to the world. And I've been following him, and I've shaped a lot of my own program to what I've learned from him. And it's just crazy, bro, how much power habits have on your life, on your destiny. Small habits, man. Small habits. They don't have to be big. It could be something as simple as 10 minutes of self-reflecting with a journal, and write down your thoughts, write down whatever dream you had. Just
Every
think
day.
about
Yeah.
reminisce
Every
every
day.
day
Yeah.
instead of going to the bathroom. Wake up, going to the bathroom with your phone, and while your mind is completely fertile, vulnerable, and analytical, and open it up to the garbage of the internet.
It's basically the modern day news. Cause
Yeah,
back when
pretty
I was
much.
growing up, you would wake up, turn the TV on, and
Hmm.
have the local news playing or something in the
Hmm.
morning.
Yeah.
And today, I don't know, nobody watches TV today except like
No.
the boomers or whoever. But
Yeah.
today
Yeah.
it's your phone. You wake
Hmm.
up and fall asleep to your phone,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you're so susceptible to all of the whatever you consume,
Yeah.
the algorithm,
Hmm.
whether it's good, bad, or whatever, it's taking away. Unless you
Yeah.
follow like me, I follow a bunch of like motivational crap, like
Yeah. Same here.
like
Same here.
bodybuilders or like uh David Goggins style videos. So
Yeah.
it's like if
Yeah.
I do open it up, it's like get back to work, motherfucker.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's like,
Have to
yeah, thanks
constantly
for reminding me.
have to constantly be when thirst traps show up, you click on it and say not interested. You have to
Yeah.
constantly do that because
Or
every time you click on one, they'll start sending another and another.
yep. They
Yeah.
know your algorithm. And
Yeah.
I was even saying in one of my other podcasts that um there was a moment, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. I was following like hundreds of freaking thirst trap booty popping, basically
Big booty
soft
Latinas.
porn. Yeah. ba- Basically soft porn on Instagram where they'd be like wearing mesh, so you could still see it, or like
Hmm.
see through like transparent
Yeah.
white dresses where you could still see everything, and it's on
Hmm.
Instagram.
Yeah.
So literally like kids, like teens and whatever. I mean anybody today, you have access to all of this stuff that honestly takes away from you.
Hmm.
But I
Yeah.
had went through and like unfollowed hundreds of these freaking accounts,
Good.
and now it's
Good.
just like motivational crap and daily quotes
There you go.
and
There you go.
inspirations.
It's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. That's good, man. Yeah. No, I had to do the same thing. Sometimes you see it get out of hand, and I'm just ruthless with it. Like I had a oh, excuse me. I have a buddy who keeps sending me those, and I told him, bro, you need to stop sending
Really?
me this, or I'm gonna block you. Yeah.
He sends you
I
like
told him.
booty pics and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Like chicks on Instagram being thirst traps, and I'm just like, dude, this stuff is making you weak and taking your focus. Because he's kind of got that hustler mindset too. Like he wants to be a entrepreneur and
Yeah.
just make it. He's a
Mhm.
single dude, but he's just easily distracted. But
I mean, that's the modern world, man. There's so many um I think uh David Goggins, like I said, he said it. He was like, it's so easy to be great now because everybody's like distracted.
bro, I'm
Everybody's,
gonna.
you know,
Go ahead.
yeah,
Mhm.
everybody is distracted. So now you just have to be a little bit better, and you could make it.
I'm gonna make a post. I'm gonna actually make a reel or a show or a story where I'm literally going to thank people for being mediocre and lazy. Just to rile them. Like I want to thank you guys for being lazy. I want to thank you so much because you give me the example of who I am not supposed to be,
Mm,
and it kills the
yeah.
competition. All of that potential and capability within you, and I'm gonna beat you because me with zero
With
potential or capabilities.
yeah.
Nothing special about me. The only thing about me is that I have my habits, I have my discipline, and I'm focused.
Yeah.
That's it. And I'm going to beat you because you're lazy. So thank you. Thank you for throwing away all that potential. I appreciate you sincerely.
Yeah.
Something like that. Something to get people up somehow because I
That's
keep
gonna
telling them
go
stop
viral.
wasting time. Ah, hopefully.
Yeah, no,
Thank you.
somebody went viral for something similar to that on TikTok. Like one of her posts like got millions of views because she had made a post about it was something like that, like to rile up people. But she was like 18, 19, like the Gen Z, whatever. It was like, I don't want to work. I'm not gonna work. Like that was her like beginning. Like, I'm not gonna
Um,
work. And but she explained afterwards like why, and it was like a valid reason. I forget exactly what the reason, but it was something political and it made sense. I can send it to you after this. It was on TikTok, but you'll probably be
nice.
like, "What the heck?"
Hell yeah. I got to do something like that.
Yeah, it riles people up, but then it's
Yeah.
like when you watch it all, it's like, okay, it actually makes sense why you don't want to
Hmm.
work. I think she was talking about just like working for other people, and she
Mm,
wants to work,
yes.
kind of like the entrepreneur mind. Like, you want to work for yourself, you want to make your own living, you don't want to work for a corporation, you don't want to be a
Yeah.
cog in the wheel. I think that was
Hmm.
her whole like point, but the
Yeah.
beginning was like, I'm not gonna work. Like,
Mm, it's good. It's a good idea. I should watch that. Take some from it.
yeah, I'll send it to you after this.
Yeah. Yeah. So I started out with some clients. I got my whole family on it. Honestly,
Oh,
got
really?
them all cutting. Yeah, they were all in a circle yesterday talking about macros, and I'm like, "What? What is this?" Like, I only got this much fat from the I round beef, or I don't know what the name of it was, because I didn't
Yeah.
eat it. I ate something else. And they're like, really? Oh, this is only this much. And I'm just looking. I'm just like, wow, that's awesome. Influencing people around me. That's what I'm
Yeah.
supposed to do.
I've always been
So,
into it. I got into fitness in high school
hmm.
because I was like, I'm short. I'm 5'5". I'm
Oh, okay.
Filipino. Um,
Hmm.
just like a small build, but I
Hmm.
was tiny, tiny in high school. I was like
Oh,
100 pounds, scrawny,
ooh.
frail. Now, like 10 years later, uh, I range between like 150, 160, and just
Hmm.
I've just built up like 10
Uh-huh.
years of like muscle, and
Yeah.
I still want to like build. I want to get like bulky, like
Yeah, I
I want
bet.
to get like beefy, but then like
Bro,
the
yeah.
ability to like cut a little bit.
Uh-huh. I can help you, bro.
Like,
I'm a
I don't want
personal
to have a
trainer.
neck.
You
Like,
know.
I'm just
You said
get the fucking get those fucking that fucking
traps.
turtle shell.
Those are the traps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in high school, I remember literally watching Pumping Iron for the first
Hmm.
time. I think they had put it on Netflix
Hmm.
back when I was in high school, and um, me and all my like best friends in the neighborhood, we just started working out together and started like
Nice.
eating nothing but like chicken and rice and beef and protein bars and taking
Damn.
Jack 3D, which had like meth in it or some shit.
Wow. Jack 3D. I never
you
got a chance to try
you
it.
remember that?
I remember about Jack 3D. I got
Man, it had like it ended up having like meth in it or something, man.
that's
Something crazy.
crazy. Yeah, I bet the pump was great though, right?
Man, those pumps are crazy.
I wanted to try some. I never tried no Jack 3D.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
that's
was
too bad.
literally in GNC when I was in high school, and we would like uh we would all like s- uh pitch in our money to like share it, and
Uh-huh.
just get crazy pumps.
Nice. That's dope.
But yeah, that's what got me into it, and then I
Hmm.
never looked back. Like just every
Hmm.
week, I work out at least 3 times a week. I lift, and then I try to do like at least 2 days of cardio.
Okay.
But I hate cardio, man. My
Oh yeah.
cardio, yeah, my cardio. I either just walk around my block for like 20 minutes, and like I'll listen to like meditations or like uh some like motivational speaker. I'll just walk for
Yeah.
like 20 minutes or an audible book or something and
Hmm.
walk around for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Or my favorite is I'll do the stair climber for like 20 to 30 minutes.
Hmm.
Um or just like hit what you want to call like body weight movements like burpees, jumping jacks. Like that's my type of cardio.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you eating though, bro? Are you eating to
Man,
bulk or what?
I eat the same thing like every week. I eat chicken. I make like a curry chicken with like
Hmm.
potatoes and carrots
That's
and
good.
a big thing of rice. Or I'll eat steak, asparagus, and like mashed potatoes.
That's good.
Or
Yeah.
sometimes I'll just get like a crap ton of those packets of tuna and like a
Hmm.
sandwich with that.
Okay. That's
Um,
good.
or just beef and rice. I'll make
Hmm.
like Korean ground beef. That's like my go-to.
Oh, that
It's
sounds
so
good.
good. It's like soy sauce, brown sugar, and like a pound of beef and like
Hmm.
green onions and like
Damn.
garlic. It's so good and it's like not even bad for you.
That's good.
Um but yeah, that's literally all I eat. I eat like the same thing.
Do, do you count what you're eating?
That's
Macros?
the one thing I
And
don't count. I just eat it.
bruh, you're good. You're doing yourself a disservice. You need to get to a certain level
Yeah.
of the food so you can see some size.
Yeah, um I was counting last year. I
Hmm.
went on a bulk for like 4 months where I was literally counting everything. I had to take
Yeah.
like a freaking whey protein gainer thing,
Uh
which seems like just like a filler to be honest. What do you think about that?
Like like an extra protein shake or just a normal protein shake? Because there's two different ones. There's the one that you have has low calories. There's the other one that's helping you gain weight with calories.
It was the weight
Hey,
gainer one.
okay, dude, those are. I mean, they help.
I felt bloated all the time.
Well, it also depends on the one that you got.
Mm,
You have to kind of try out different ones, but they serve a good purpose because it saves you from having to make a whole other meal. Let's say you're
mm,
eating 3 meals
yeah.
already, that's too much. You slam a drink down in between meals, and it's very efficient, you know?
Yeah.
But but yeah, I mean, they serve a purpose. You just got to make sure you're eating enough.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
because I had calculated I need to eat 3,000 calories to like actually start bulking.
Hmm.
Um, and man, it
Okay.
was rough. Like I was getting
Yeah.
tired of eating. Like I was like
Yeah.
my jaws were like getting sore because I'm like felt like I was eating all day for 3,000 calories. Because my like dailies, like if I don't count anything, I probably
Hmm.
average around like 18 to 2,200 calories.
Oh wow.
I
Okay.
think if I just eat like normal without counting,
Hmm.
I think that's
Yeah.
like my average
Hmm.
maintenance.
Yeah.
So whenever I was starting to eat like 3,000 plus calories, it just started to
Hmm.
feel like a chore. But it's like,
Okay.
man, I guess this is what it takes to bulk up.
Yeah. Well, all right, bro. I mean, if you got questions about it, I could definitely hook you up. And I'm not saying that to lead off, be like, oh, let's consultation. Like, I'd give you whatever value you wanted. Like, whatever question you got about it, just send it my way, and I'll definitely get you on your way to get whatever physique you're trying to get now. If you're trying to cut, or if you're trying to bulk, or whatever you're trying to do.
I got you, man.
Yeah, yeah.
But all right,
What?
we'll lead into my final questions here.
Sure.
I asked every guest for the first time. All right. So, what is your biggest regret in life, if you have any? I know not everybody believes in regrets, but there's at least some regrets that you're like, man,
I think it was getting married. That's my biggest regret, was getting married,
would you do it again?
because what, in the situation where I was and with the person,
No, would you
get
well
married
yeah,
again. Like,
both would you with the
well, no.
situation and
If I could go back in time, I'd go slap myself and tell myself not to. And today, I think I would get married again. Honestly, I would. I would definitely take a lot longer to get married and
mm,
be more. But there's a lot of time. Like, I got married at 25. 34 now. There's a lot of experience and everything, but I wasn't ready to be married, and she's a great woman. She was a great woman. She is a great woman. It was me that messed up big time,
mm,
and I just should have walked away instead of trying to. I pretty much got married out of guilt, honestly.
really?
Yeah, yeah. Got married out of guilt because I messed up big time, and I tried to make it up to her and fix it, and
Oh wow.
said we should get married. I was foolish. Anyway, um, yeah, that was probably my biggest regret.
That's good. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. What is who or what has made the biggest impact on your life so far that makes you who you are?
My pops. I mean, I can't. Pops and my mom, but like,
I kind of felt like that. Like like your pops really inspired you.
it's kind of, what's sad is that you only truly 100% value the person after they're gone, man.
Ah, that's so true. That's so even like in relationships, like intimate, uh,
Yeah.
like relationships
Hmm. Yeah.
where it's like you take, it's like we said again, like you take it for granted. You take
Hmm.
the, sometimes you take people for granted until
Yeah.
they're gone.
I definitely did, man. And I would be, sometimes I would resent him because he pulled
Mm.
me away from a relationship. He got me over
Uh,
here living in his house. I have to keep taking care of him because
yeah.
my siblings are both married with kids, but I have to do it.
Uh,
And I would get irritated with him. I would lose patience with him, and the poor guy couldn't do anything, man. And as much as you know that, you still get frustrated. You still lose your patience.
yeah.
But now, man, like, I had a post on Instagram. Every time I clean my nose now, I remember him
Why?
because I had to clean his nose for him. I
Oh,
had to floss his teeth. I had to brush his teeth. I had to. I would cut his hair. I would cut the hair from his nose. I would wipe his butt after
dang, you
number
did
two.
everything.
Bro, I did everything. I would shower him.
So you were like the
I did
nurse,
everything,
like
dude. Yeah,
the
me and my mom.
caregiver.
Yeah, me and my mom, we split chores and we would help each other. One day I do it, one day she do it. Eventually, it was like, you do these chores, I do these chores.
Yeah.
And I absolutely hated doing those things. Hated it. But I would kill to do it one more time. One more time, dude. Just ask him how heaven is. How is everything over there? Who he's met,
Yeah.
you know? And it can't it can't be any other person than him, man. Like, he left some big shoes for me and my brother to fill, and he was a man's man, and he loved his family. He always tried to teach us the best. I always want us to be successful. If he could take out ambition from his heart and give it to us, he would have done it, because he always told us we would be successful. think a month or so before he passed, or 2 months before he passed, I started really believing in myself with the personal training, and I told him I could do this, and he was like, with the little bit of arm movement he could, he raised up like this, being like, "Finally, you believe in yourself like I do," you know.
Oh, wow.
And that's another reason this is not going to fail, because I can't quit. There's no quitting for me with this. If
I
it
think
doesn't work,
that's
we're good.
when, yeah, I think that's true failure when you like really give up and stop believing in yourself. I
Yeah,
think as
yeah,
long as you
because
keep pushing, even
yes,
when like you feel like it's not going, like I was saying with my YouTube,
yeah,
getting discouraged
hmm,
with the views,
right,
but if you just
yeah,
keep going, no matter what, uh,
yeah,
you never really fail. I think the true failure is when you just completely give up on yourself.
yeah. That's true. Yeah, because something's not working out. It's supposed to be something that you're supposed to figure out. You're supposed to
Mhm.
learn, adapt, be better, and figure it out. There's no, oh, the universe doesn't want me to. No, dude, figure it out.
Yeah.
Something's happening this way, you go that way.
Mhm.
And that's so many people, bro. You see them, you've heard this so many times. Oh, I tried doing that, but it didn't work out for me. Sure, it didn't work out, but you quit. Did you figure it out? Figure out a way around it? That's why it's difficult to begin with. It's because not everybody deserves it.
Mm. And
Not
that
everybody
that
deserves success.
it's a natural way to weed out the people that
Yes.
make it versus the people that don't.
Yeah,
It's a
those lazy
natural.
people that
Yeah.
I'm gonna thank for being lazy and being pansies and being weak. Thank you so much for having tits. If you're a man, if you're a guy, thank you for
Oh, if
having.
you're a guy.
I'm gonna include that. Thank you for
Man
having tits
boobs.
as a guy, man. But yeah, dude,
Well, some
because
people have that disease. Um, what's it called? It's like where even if you like work out
mm,
and you have like a influx of um
estrogen.
estrogen and it
Yeah,
builds up
yeah.
um
But I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about guys that are legitimately
legit
fat and
have a beer belly
overweight.
and
Oh yeah,
and A cups, B cups.
exactly, exactly. But yeah, that's my pops, man. He was the man.
No, yeah, that brings up to me like having kids because
Mm,
when you have kids, um, they really test your patience and they really
oof.
test your love, love and patience
Mhm.
because you're
Yeah.
like, they'll have accidents or they're
Mhm.
they'll cry nonstop or
Mhm.
especially me because I have twins. So they
Oh,
they're always at it with each other and they're
damn.
twin girls, so they're constantly like bickering and bantering and
Huh.
fighting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Good
that
for
that's
you.
what reminded me of that.
Yeah.
Similar to your dad, it's like even when you get frustrated with them and they really test your patience, at the end of the day, you really appreciate it and you really do love them.
Yeah.
And it'd be something
Yeah.
to take for granted if they were to be gone or something would
Mhm.
happen to them.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. You said it.
All right. What was one lesson you learned the hardest way?
Learn to be grateful for people while they're still here.
Hmm.
And that I can apply to, various different circumstances we spoke about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Learn to value people while they're here, because life is very temporary. We don't realize it. We start getting older. Life starts taking people away instead of giving them. You know, we're only 30. I'm only 30. I
I'm
imagine you're around
29.
30. Okay, so you're almost there.
Next year, man. Or
Almost
this year.
this year. Good for you. The older we get, the more life starts taking people away, and not just in age, but like car accidents. There's people in Virginia that I used to know, and a few of them died in a car accident. They were young. They weren't old people. They had kids. Stuff happens. So it's not just time itself. It's just you know, stuff you can't control. So we got to be thankful. We got to be thankful for everybody. Express love to everybody that we love. Obviously, to some people you can't express it because you're blocked. But
No, I was gonna say something about that too, though. I was gonna
yeah,
say something about closure because
uh-huh.
people who do that, I would never do that. I would never. I mean, there's a difference between like ghosting somebody and like temporarily ghosting them. Because I've done that before for like a break for like a couple
Hmm.
days or a week or so. Well, like I'll
Hmm.
block a relationship for a couple days or weeks, and then I'll come
Right.
back and like communicate. But I think
Yeah.
um, that has something to do with closure. And when somebody ghosts you, if you're listening to this and somebody ghosts you, I think it's like we said, you have to try to move on and find closure within yourself because closure isn't with the other person. Closure is within yourself because
Yeah.
no matter what, just like we said, something could happen. And closure is usually about like you want to tell that person, like you want to tell them off, or you want to finally get it off your chest with
Hmm.
them. But life sometimes doesn't allow that.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
just like with your father, if let's say in a different scenario you didn't get to see your father those last moments and you didn't get to do that.
If I was still in the Marines.
Yeah. So you'd have to find closure within yourself.
Hmm. It's true.
And that's what I was going to
Yeah.
say about people seeking closure or people who've never think they've had closure with somebody. You have to, it's
Hmm.
within yourself to find it.
Yeah. It really is. It's funny. It's crazy that you said that because, and also finding that closure is necessary to not not turning back.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because obviously my mind would always tempt me, but I was like, nah, dude. The answer was this. This is clear indication of that.
Hmm.
There's no turning back for this. You're
Yeah.
fine. You're good. And every day since, I've my self value has gone up, right? Because I'm not going to tolerate certain things. And the person that when it was really difficult 2 or so months ago to say no, say bye, now it's easier because I'm working on myself, and that closure helped me get there.
Yeah, that was recent. I thought it was like a year ago. That was pretty recent, huh?
Well, it started a year ago. The
Mhm.
it was about a month, two, almost two, yeah, about 2 months ago. Yeah,
So all right. So this is the next question and then I have one final question.
gotcha.
What would you want to experience in life if time and money was not an issue?
Uh, I definitely want to travel the world. I want to go to different places. I want to experience different things. I know it seems a very cliche thing, but I just the
No,
world is
it's in
way
our
too big.
nature, man.
Yeah,
Human
yeah.
I think humans why so many people want to travel is
Mhm.
because it's in our nature to be nomadic. Like, if you think
Mhm.
back to like the first humans where there was literally nothing, all we were doing was walking everywhere. We
Yeah.
were walking, traveling, hunting,
Yeah.
looking for food.
Mhm.
And I
Tower
think it's
Battle.
just in our nature. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. So for me, it would definitely be travel, but it would also be to I don't know. I guess just support my family, help my family, give them a better life, help them, teach them, um, make my dad proud, I suppose.
Do
So,
you want to leave a legacy,
I mean,
or are you content?
leaving it, leaving anything for me doesn't really. I don't really value leaving anything to this
Mm,
world because this world is not anything I wanna. It doesn't. I'm just living here. You know what I mean? I don't want it to
mm.
be. I want them to remember my name for 1,000 years. Why? You're not here anymore. You know. I want to help the people that are here. I want to live in the present. I want to help everybody in the present I can, so that they can help other people. That's
Mm,
that's what I want. You know.
yeah. It
The
is
I
crazy
don't.
though to think about like some of like the greatest like leaders. We still
Hmm.
remember them like thousands
Yeah.
of years later.
Yeah.
Or all of those like
Yeah.
philosophers.
Hmm. Yeah. Always quoting them. Aristotle.
Yeah, right.
Uh, yeah. Always quoting those guys.
I think it's
Every.
I think it's their way
Hmm.
of teaching the people
Hmm.
that even though it's not the present moment to them now because
Hmm.
they're long gone, I think
Right.
it was their way to spread the wisdom and keep it going because that's also part of human nature as we grow,
Hmm.
adapt, learn, and then now we're here. The last 100 years we've like made a quantum leap into like
Yeah.
so many
Yeah.
technologies and stuff.
Yeah. That's true. Technology's advanced, but humans are the same,
Are the
I
same,
guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's the crazy thing though,
Mm.
is the more technology and especially with this crazy AI movement, it's it's gonna take
Yeah.
away from like humanity. I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing, though. Certain jobs are safe. Certain jobs are not safe.
Mhm.
But like, I know that my job is safe because I can only help somebody because of the pain I've felt.
Mm.
I can help them with the pain they're feeling. An AI can't feel pain. An AI can give you directions on what to do, but he's never going to be able to relate with you. You know?
Or it's just gonna be a programmed pain.
Right.
Because you could
Yeah.
program anything nowadays. You could program
That's true.
a love, you
Yeah.
could program uh whatever, but it's still
Yeah.
not gonna it's just like storytelling. Like people have
Hmm.
been trying to like write stories and stuff with AI and it's like it
Hmm.
doesn't have the same touch, I guess.
Yeah.
And I don't think it ever really will. I mean, you could program it to try to program itself like, to
Uh,
try to be it,
yeah.
but there's just something I think like biology will always have a different feel to it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true.
You haven't been like keeping up with the AI stuff?
Me?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I use ChatGPT, but
Oh.
that's about it. I use ChatGPT all the time.
No, it's
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 very
getting
useful.
bad, like really
Oh
bad,
yeah.
like to the point
Makes
where um there's this new type of AI where it's called generative AI, where like artificial generative intelligence, where it learns from itself and it could teach itself to program itself. That's yeah,
Whew,
that's what I'm
that's
saying.
dangerous.
It's gonna eventually. It's sad to say, but it's gonna eventually like take away from humanity, and that's why I think it's important to like have conversations like this to spread the importance of humanity and spirituality and finding yourself.
Yeah, very true. Very true. You can't substitute the human element.
All right, last question.
What
Any
you got?
personal insights in your journey of discovering who you are that would resonate with the audience?
It's the discovery of human nature that struggle brings growth. Gratitude is a way to go about every situation in life. And comfort will kill your dreams. Comfort will kill you.
Def-
It'll
Definitely,
just
man.
it'll keep you. It's crazy because comfort is
It's what we seek,
obvious.
right? It's
It's
what
always
we seek in the
naturally is what we.
luxuries. Like you want to be
Yeah,
successful for what? For the
yeah,
comfort. But then when
yeah.
you get that comfort, it's like a double-edged sword. It's like you want it, but then it can also hurt
Makes
you.
you weak.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it can, it does make you weak. So you always have to be climbing a mountain. After you climb one, you have to climb another one, or else you're gonna lose it. You're gonna fall off all of them.
That's why I
So yeah,
think, yeah, or go ahead.
no. I was just gonna wrap the whole thing together about how struggle is what gets you to growth. Gratitude is where you have to be at, and comfort is gonna knock you down.
Yeah, and that's why I was gonna say you have to find something that doesn't immediately have a reward to it, but that you just
Hmm.
find fulfilling and that you could do
Yeah.
basically forever.
Hmm.
And that's
Yeah.
why I started this podcast, to be honest, is because
Yeah.
I wanted to serve people in a way where we could have conversations that could maybe impact somebody in a meaningful
Hmm.
way. And I could do this forever and I find it fulfilling.
Good.
And I think
That's
everybody
good.
deserves to find something like that.
That's good, man. I'll be honest with you. It's great that you're in this digital age to do that, to where you can do that. A lot of people, what years ago, wouldn't be able to do that, but that's awesome. You can reach a lot of people through podcasts, through YouTube, or through. Are you in Rumble or no?
I'm not. Should
Oh,
I?
okay. Uh, yeah. We'll talk about it offline. But Rumble is
it's
another
it's like the hardcore uncensored.
video streaming. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, man, I appreciate it. I thank
yeah.
you
Of course,
for
man.
being a guest and telling your story.
Thanks
Is
for
there
having me, man.
anything you'd like to like promote or somebody follow you, whatever?
Oh, yeah. Follow my Instagram. Ready Evolve. One word.
Ready, evolve, one word.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, it's one word. It's not Ready Evolve one word. It's just Ready Evolve. No
That's
space in
it.
between. That's it. Yeah.
All right, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you, brother. It was a pleasure.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode and much more to come. The only thing I ask in return is for you to subscribe if you haven't already and share this with somebody so we can get the word across and spread this community so that I can keep doing this, because you're not only supporting me, but you're supporting the community of everyone who listens. So until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.